So this is the first part of the horse run tutorial series. And once again, I've opened up Rhett the Clydesdale from, and this is the saved version I had in my walk cycle, in the walk tutorial series. I'm going to go to my saved layouts, then my animation layout, and that is to say, I have my perspective view on the right, and I'll go to my orthographic side view on the left. And I'm going to turn off all the background because we actually don't really need it. Go ahead and select these elements, add them to the layers. And let's see if I hit F in this window. Now I want, because my thumbnails are going from left to right, I want the horse also going from left to right. So I want to go to display, heads up display, turn on the view cube. And then I want to go to that view there. Great. Okay. So now we're set up. We're ready to go. And of course, we've got a 13 frame cycle now, much faster than either the trot or the walk. And I'm going to set my timeline to frame 13. So 1 to 13 is what we're doing. And the other thing I want to do is make sure that I have select surface objects turned off. And then I'm going to drag select all of the controls. Make sure that I'm in spline mode. I want to be in spline here when we're animating. And also turn on my infinity curves. So curves pre-infinity cycle, curves post-infinity cycle, and view infinity, so that all my curves will go to infinity. And now that I've done that, then the next stage is really to start posing out the character. Actually, we need to create a project first. So File, Project Window, New, Horse underscore run, accept, and set to our project. Where is it gone? Horse run. There we go. Now, as with animating the walk and the trot, it is incredibly important that you stick very, very closely to the thumbnails. The success in this stuff really does depend on following the live action reference very closely. Typically, what students do, and I've seen this many, many times, is someone will start out blocking out the shot using the thumbnails, and then they'll come back another day and start refining the horse run, but the thumbnails are by this time have gone missing. So if you find yourself making adjustments to your run cycle and you don't have the thumbnails in front of you, you will fail, because it is all about matching the reference. You can't guess this stuff, it's too complex. So whenever you're making adjustments, always have the thumbnails in front of you. And I don't mean on the screen, I mean printed out and sitting on the desk in front of you. You've only got so much screen space, whereas there's plenty of space on your desk. So you must have a paper printout in front of you. Okay, so we're going to try and match frame 1, and that's this frame here, which is also the same as frame 13. And then once we've done that, we'll go ahead and do 7, which is the halfway point, and then we will do 3 and 5 and 9 and 11. Okay, so let's start off by posing out the horse. So this leg here at frame 1 is contacting the ground, set keyframe. The rear left leg is also contacting the ground, set keyframe. Now, in a horse run, the back side of the horse and the front of the horse oppose each other. So at this point, the back side will be in a down position. And you can see on the thumbnails that I've written down the low points for you. Butt, low point, shoulders, high point. That's very important, as is the points of compression. Here at frame 9, the body is compressed. Here at frame 3, the body is extended. So we'll have to deal with the compression and extension of the body as we go through this. That's much more than you get in the walk or in the trot. And if you were to animate something like a cat, you'd find that there'd be massive compression and extension here. Okay, so butt down. Try and match the, you don't want the legs to get too bent, it'll start to feel ridiculous. but just enough so that you feel it taking the weight. Shoulders are going to be up, and the legs are going to be in the air. So let me see if we can't match that there. And possibly a bit here as well. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, set that. And the front left leg is reaching out as if to contact the ground. Now there's an odd thing about this rig that if you stretch it out too much, it tends to bend. Why it does that, it's quite annoying. But what can we do about that? Let's try that. And the head also is going to be at a low point because the head and the shoulders are opposing each other. So the head is going to be down. Also, another thing we should do is we should open the horse's mouth because we're assuming it's going to be breathing, and it probably will be having to breathe a lot. Let's flare its nostrils to set. Okay, now that we've done that, and assuming we're reasonably happy that we're matching the live action or matching the reference, let's go ahead and middle mouse drag that to frame 13 and hit S. In order to make sure that 1 and 13 are identical. So that if you missed that, all I did there was drag, select all of those values, go to frame 1, middle mouse drag, hit S at frame 13, and everything will be set. So now we've got to do 7, frame 7, which is the well, it's actually not the mirror image position. There's no mirror image position in the run cycle. So we're just going to have to eyeball it. So we'll start with the front right leg. Let's zero out all the rotations. It's at 0. That should be at 0 too. And let's see what happens if we pull that down. Yuck. Okay, where do we want this? We want quite a lot of stretch in that, though. How are we going to do that? Well, we've got to bring the shoulders down for one thing. Okay, there we go. That's starting to look decent. That's the kind of shape that we want there. Okay, at frame 7. So now this front left foot is going to be, whoops, that's not having a happy result. Oh, did I set a keyframe there? Yes, I did. Okay, and let's go in here. And we might need quite a lot of rotation here in order to make that look like the thumbnail, because it looks like this leg wants to be sort of tucked under here. But whatever the thumbnails say, that is likely to be right. Okay, so that's fine. Now, so the shoulders are down here, and the butt is going to be up. And these legs are going to be heading back like that. Again, very important that we get this looking nice and clean. Try and stick as close to the reference as possible. And here, this foot here is coming forward. Okay. All right. So now we've got the reference, and at this point the head should be rotating upwards like that. Okay, so far it looks pretty rubbish. But it's the nature of animating a run that you've really got to do. You've kind of got to do all the poses before you really get anywhere. So let me. Oh, we haven't created a project. Well, we haven't set to our project. That's very remiss of me. Have I actually set to our project? Horse run. Set, and have I saved a version yet? No, I have not. Very bad. I should have done that ages ago. Horse run underscore v001. Is that saving? Good. Okay, having saved that, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, and in the next part we will pose out the rest of the poses.